My name is Sudhipta Bishal and I am studying in Standard 8. My school name is Saraswati Vidyalaya. Jai Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thanks to Srila Prabhupada, who showered mercy upon us. Today I will be delivering a brief summary on coming back, the science of reincarnation, written by Srila Prabhupada. No one wants to die. Man's eternal quest for immortality is so fundamental that we find it nearly impossible to conceive of dying. This is natural because the first and the most basic principle of life is to enjoy. Rarely most of us think about death or what happened afterwards. Many people have different views towards it, but more than one-third population accept the reincarnation as an irrevocable fact of life. Reincarnation is a precise science that explains our past and future. Many books have been written on this subject, but most are guesswork, inaccuracies, and even fraud. None of these popular works explain the fundamental fact of reincarnation. Srila Prabhupada, author of Coming Back, is scientifically explained the true nature of reincarnation. This is the reality of life that plays a vital role in shaping man's destiny. The Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, 20 shloks says that for the soul there is neither birth and nor death any time. He is not come into being, he does not come into being, he will not come into being. He is not slain when the body is slain. Throughout the Western history, there have been always thinkers who affirmed the immortality of consciousness and transmigration of soul, like among the ancient Greeks, Socrates, Pythagoras, and Plato, who made the teachings of reincarnation as an integral part of teaching. Hints of reincarnation is also common in the history of Judaism and earlier Christianity. During the Middle Ages, Renaissance era, the writings were destroyed. However, they managed to keep the doctrine of reincarnation in the West. The leading professor and poet Giordano Bruno, who was sentenced to burn because of his teaching about reincarnation. Bruno proclaimed that it's not the soul in the body, that it may be from one body to another body and passes from body to body. Then the teachings of reincarnation went deeply underground and surviving in some secret societies. During the age of enlightenment, they began to free themselves, accepted by the Voltaire, Benjamin Franklin, US President John Adams, Napoleon agreed to reincarnation. If we see the 20th century, the idea of reincarnation, we accepted about US General George S. Patton, Jack London, a novelist, psychologist Carl Jung, British biologist Thomas Huxley, and the great political leader Mahatma Gandhi. The Bhagavad Gita Timeless Source book explained the reincarnation 50 centuries ago by Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to his friend and disciple Arjun in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. As Krishna began to speak on the immortality of soul, he tells Arjun that never there was a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all this king, nor in the future of any one of us cease to be. He further says that which pervades an entire body, you should know that is indestructible. No one able to destroy this imperishable soul. Gita gives the examples to understand. As embodied, a soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age. A soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. In other words, man reincarnate in 7 years ago. Professor John Pfeffer notes that your body does not contain single one of molecule that it may be contained 7 years ago. Each one of us has a different body in this very life. Body despitely changes from an infant to adult at the time of death. Something similarly happens in the time of death. The self undergoes a final change of a body. According to Bhagavad Gita, human who do not acquire his non-physical higher nature are compelled by the laws of karma and continue the cycle of birth, death and rebirth. Sometimes appears as human and as animals, sometimes as plants and insects. A soul is fortunate obtained a human body and should seriously go for self-realization to understand the principle of reincarnation and become free from this repeated birth and death. Srila Prabhupada explained Professor Durkheim that it's not the person who dies but the body. The living force, that is spirit soul, makes the body appears to be alive. One can feel this force by the presence of active principle, which is not a matter but will respond the body. To know the direct experience with active principle is the part of self-realization. We say, this is my finger. We never say I finger. So what is that I? This is self-realization. I am not this body. And yes, the self-realized person sees all the living things by knowing the equal vision, but the body which not possessed the living thing, when the living entities sleep, our body lies on bed. We go somewhere else and active in different body and location. At dream time we forget our waking body, and in daytime we forget our dream body. The body is a mental structure, but the conscious self is not and different from this mental structure. So the self-realization and God realization is the only goal of human life. And the question is, why the self-realization is important for everyone? It is because of reincarnation. We are a spirit soul which will never die and continuously passes into another body according to our reaction of karma. Most importantly, in every living entities there will be sufferings which include birth, death, old age or disease. So in order to abolish these sufferings permanently, we have to get out from this body. According to Srimad Bhagavad, the human and the living entities creates his own body by his own desires, and the external energy of the Lord supplies him to get a exact form by his own desires, and which he can enjoy and desires to be in fullest extent. Also states that death is not anything but sleepings for a few months before getting a new body awarded according to our aspiration. The sages of ancient India tell us that the escape from this endless cycle of reincarnation. They warn us, don't come back. The Vedas says to escape from this, which we have to understand that I am not this body, I am a spirit soul and have a relationship with a Krishna, and become a Krishna consciousness by practicing. The question is, when should we practice? The answer is from now, in this very life. Why? It is because the human life is a very rare. A soul gets a human body after evolving through a millions of lower species. Human is intelligent from any other living entities, which he can understand the laws of karma and can free from this cycle of reincarnation. The karma of reincarnation is like the dust covering the mirror of a pure original spiritual consciousness. It can be removed by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.